Buckle up, sports fanatics. This is the Sports Chasers Podcast, your HQ for in-depth sports talk. Join host Kevin L. Warren and crew as they dissect the hottest stories, ignite debates, and bring you closer to the action. From locker room whispers to expert takes, we cover it all. It's game time, so strap in and grab a drink. The Sports Chasers Podcast starts right now.
Hey, good evening, everybody. What's happening, everybody? It's another edition of the Sports Chasers Podcast coming to you live and direct, man. Here it's a Monday night, man. We're glad that you joined us tonight, man. Hey, before we get into everything, make sure you like, click, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the bells for all the notifications. And on the podcast inside, y'all give us that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star review, 5-star review. 5. Love us or hate us. Let us know how we're doing. And we'll definitely do what it do. DA, what's up tonight? How are you tonight, sir?
All good. No complaints here, man. Good day. Let's move forward. Let's get into it, brother.
Let's get into it, man. Hey, just a special note tonight. I know we're going live on all our platforms, man. But hey, tonight is the first time we're going live on TikTok. It's looked like it. Yep, we are live on TikTok. So shout out to those that's hanging out with us tonight for the first time. You know, you might see us coming through, man. But yo, we talk real authentic sports. No hot takes, none of those narratives, man. You know, we just tell the truth when it comes to sport. Give our opinion when it comes to the sports, you know, no fluff, no filters, none of that stuff, man. And hey, come join us, come rock with us, man. And hey, we're on the road to 1,000 followers on TikTok as we got 621 as I speak, as I looked. Hey, make sure you check us out, man. Shout out to all those in the comments. Shout out to Moms. Hey, Moms, what's going on? Hello, Debbie, what's going on? Thank y'all for checking in tonight, man. And hey, man, good to be here tonight, man. So let's get into it. I'll talk about my New York trip on Thursday because most of the guys won't be here. I heard some of the jokes y'all had going on, but I'll address y'all on Thursday night when everybody's here. But no, you had problems with those people. I see.
You know what that is?
Yeah, okay, I saw that. Let me begin here, man. Sports Chasers in the news, real quick. This is from ESPN from Dan Murphy. He wrote this on the 6th of this month. Here's a historic legal decision. The judge grants final approval for the House versus the NCAA settlement. U.S. District Judge Claudia Wilkins has granted final approval to the House versus NCAA settlement, marking a transformative shift in college athletics. This settlement includes 3 federal antitrust lawsuits that challenge the NCAA's restrictions on athletic compensation. Okay, some of the financial implications. The NCAA is set to distribute nearly $2.8 billion over the next decade to athletes who competed from 2016 onward, compensating them for previously denied revenue opportunities. Starting July 1st, 2025, each Division I school can allocate up to $20.5 million annually directly to its athletes, in addition to existing scholarships and benefits. So here's some of the roster limit adjustments. Initially, the settlement proposed roster limits that could have displaced current athletes. After objections, the agreement was modified to allow current athletes to retain their roster spots without counting against new limits, ensuring no athlete loses their position due to these changes. A new enforcement body, the College Sports Commission, will oversee, and that'll be my next article, compliance with the settlement's terms, including monitoring, direct payments, and NIL deals. The commission will operate independently of the NCAA, aiming for more streamlined and effective enforcement mechanisms. So here's some of the NIL deal regulations. Athletes must report any NIL deal exceeding $600, which will be evaluated to ensure for its legitimate business purpose and not a recruiting incentive. Deloitte has contracted to assess the fair market value of these deals, aiming to prevent circumvention of the new compensation structure. Those that know Deloitte and Touche.
Yeah, I do.
And here's some of the ongoing legal and legislative considerations. While the settlement addresses significant aspects of athlete compensation, It doesn't resolve all issues. Debates continue regarding the classification of athletes as employees and the potential need for federal legislation to provide the NCAA with antitrust exemptions and establish clear guidelines for athletic compensation and transfers. DA, your thoughts on this article?
This is much. I mean, they should have been. This is really like foolish. $20 million. They really haven't broken out how they're going to pay the athletes from 2016 now, and what they're going to get. What exactly is the criteria for payment for each of these athletes? Whether you were a star, do you get this much? If you were just a lineman, do you get this much? So it'll be, I guess, for some guys like an old, a tax check coming in for somebody that they owed you, and for some dudes it's going to be a good amount. But again, they still have to get their arms around this process in total within the next year or two, or else it's just over. If they can't do that, then you can't have any real trust in the system itself as an athlete, and you just wait to go to the league. If I can't go till I'm 20. Remember, the league is not, you don't have to play 3 years, you have to be a certain amount of age. So if you're at the age, you just sit out and do something else until somebody drafts you. And all it takes is one team to do it, and everything changes. So they have to figure out something. I think it's, it's different. And I don't know if, we just had someone here growing up in Brooklyn. I don't think it's ruining the game. I think it's something that was happening before. They just were secretive about it. The NIL is basically what you get for being in commercials, or them using your face or your likeness for any advertisement in the stadium. Whereas the money that most folks are talking about, and I don't know why they don't ever make a distinction, is the money given from the college boosters to the players playing. That's where the problem is. NIL is pretty easy. If you were in a commercial and that commercial generated X amount of dollars, we'll give you that money. Period. So, give me a player, Kev, any player from 20, college player. That's the pros. Or all right, Johnny Manziel. Great thing here, right? Johnny is there, and he went to the pros. It didn't work out. Whatever he has, whatever money he had. But while he was at Texas A&M, it's very easy to go over the commercials he was doing for that car dealership, this hotel, whatever it was, in College Station, and he didn't get paid for it. It's very easy to say, okay, well, how much does the usual actor get to, do this? And, he did it, so we'll give him that amount of money. Pretty simple. I mean, because all NIL is your likeness. That's
it.
What that is. The other thing is I don't have the right name on the top of my tongue. It's not conglomerate. It's
we talk about it. I know what you're talking about. The collectives you're talking about?
Something different.
Yes.
That's the issue that's really hurting is dudes coming in for the collective money. What's in the collective? Hey, I'll come in for $8 million. I'll come in. That's not coming from NIL. That's coming from the collective. So I think what I'm not ESPN, I'm sorry, guys. The NCAA is doing is not explaining this right when they talk about these dollars, because people still think that the NIL is bad. NIL is not bad. The NIL is Kevin is on my baseball team. He's a great baseball player. We're in the state of Florida. He plays for Florida Gators, and there's a commercial with Kevin driving a Benz, and get a hit like Kevin. So yes, sir, it is being leveraged for recruiting, but the reality is if you're not that good, you're not going to get commercials. So that's a very small percentage of players. So especially in football where it's less. But I understand what you're saying, sir, and I got you. But what I am saying is that money is different. The collective money is what they're leveraging for recruiting. We can give you $4 million. We can give you $3 million. And I wonder why, why they don't do anything about that, why they don't put some guardrails or even talk about that. And yes, the boosters, that's been going on for a very, very, very long time. Ever since what's my man Eric Dickinson got his gold Trans Am in 1972. You know, like that's just what it is, man.
Right.
And everybody knows it. The stars are thinking it, you know, but the halfway stars didn't get it, you know. So, you know, and now the NIL is based solely, should be, and I could be wrong, solely on the Ed O'Bannon thing where they had, you know, NCAA.
He said the college basketball game. I'll never forget that. Right.
On it, and he was like, "Yo, I'm not getting no money for this game," and that's it. Name, image, and likeness. Yes, it's a lot, and this is why things are always good for the NCAA, because if they don't talk about it, a lot of this money is just going to go back to the schools. Because a lot of those kids didn't have commercials. They didn't have an NIL. There's certain kids that had commercials and TV spots and so forth and so on while they were in school. You know, like dude that's on Chicago now, he was doing what's that soda?
You talking about Caleb Williams?
Commercial with what's that thing? Not 7-Up. The red can. I don't drink soda, so I'm horribly with I forgot the soda, but he was on there and he got his money because that's name, image, and likeness. If you're in the Heisman House commercials, name, image, and likeness. If you're doing other things in your town where your school is at, whatever Toyota, Kevin Warren, Chevy, doing some commercials for them. Hotels, like my man Bangkok did in that place for Carolina, and made money from those things. Those are NIL dollars, and you know they're just saying that they have to recoup guys that played back in the days that had commercials. But they didn't go all the way back, which sucks. But they had guys that played in 2016 that did commercials and didn't get any money. But I'm telling you, it's not that many dudes. And the NCAA they're going to take that money and use it on them and figure out other things they can do. Because that's not really, you know, NIL now. They'll probably put a portion of it to kids that are playing now. But it's still all about commercials. And if you don't get commercials, you're not doing a billboard, you're not on this, which have probably standard rates as to how much you pay a guy to have their face on a billboard on the highway. And they didn't pay you back in 2016. Yeah, they have to pay that money now. So that's the way I see it. I'm not saying I'm 100% right, but that's my reading into this issue. Is NIL is different from the what we call it, Kevin? The collective.
The collective.
I don't have no money, so I
You're crazy, man.
I ain't got nothing. Matter of fact, we collect.
Hey, man. Yeah, for sure, man. Hey, real quick, quick shout out to my main man Tyrone, man. Growing up in the Brooklyn podcast, I wanted to make sure you had a name to the thing. I think me and Tyrone was supposed to be on his show here, certainly, and had messaged him earlier, man. Tyrone, thank you for chiming in, man, brother. Thank you so much for hanging out, man. So you had to get your own podcast. Maybe Tyrone can franchise that out and get that to you. Growing up in Harlem. Thank you for chiming in, man. Thank you for all those that's on chiming in. Hey, like I said, we're on TikTok. We're finally on TikTok, man. We're live on TikTok, man. So make sure all those that first time checking us out, man. Hey, man, hang out with us tonight, man, as we talk some sports. As I said, man. So let me get to the other article. I said was that's going to tie into this, and this is from CBS Sports. This was also on the 6th from Brandon Marcello. College Sports Power Conference has hired an MLB exec to serve as the new CEO after the House first NCAA settlement approval. So they did that, as we just said, right? So they got new leadership in college sports. Brian Seeley, a seasoned MLB executive and former federal prosecutor, has been appointed as the CEO as the newly formed College Sports Commission, the CSC. CMB, CSC is always something. Role of the CSC. The CSC is established by the Big Ten, SEC, ACC, and Big 12. Yeah.
It's Power
5. Big 10, SEC, ACC, and Big 12.
ACC. ACC not it?
No, I just said it. Big 10, SEC, ACC, and Big 12. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll figure that out.
Pac-10. There is no more Pac-10. There you go.
Okay, well, there you go.
Sorry.
House vs. NCAA Settlement. Judge Claudia Wilkin approved a landmark $2.8 billion settlement, introducing a new compensation model for the college athletes and leading to the creation of the CSC, the NIL deal oversight. All NIL agreements exceeding $600. We said that before, will be evaluated by a Deloitte administrator clearinghouse named NIL Go to ensure they reflect fair market value. The CSC will have the authority to enforce compliance with potential penalties, including player ineligibility and sanctions for institutions that violate established guidelines. I want to see this. Legal implications. The settlement includes binding arbitration clauses limiting athletes' ability to pursue legal action over NIL disputes.
Here we go.
Well, I said it right there, right? Aiming to provide a more streamlined resolution process. Future of college athletics, the establishment of the CSC and the appointment of a centralized CEO represent a significant steps towards a more professional and regulated college sports environment, with ongoing discussions about the balance between athlete compensation and traditional amateurism. I'm gonna start off. The NCAA, you should have, instead of trying to do this in the middle of implementing something, you're trying to do this, which has caused all this chaos. And we have people moving during the bowl season, and you have basketball players moving during the season. This is what you created, and y'all guys don't cease to amaze me, because this is what you've been doing ever since I've been alive. So to pat yourself on the back, no, you don't deserve no pat on the back, because this should have been done beforehand.
Yeah,
that's all I'm going to say. Go ahead, D.
A few things come out. The word professional, like they said. Two, punishment for the players. I don't understand. It's either they get a deal or they don't get a deal. I don't know, unless there's contracts like Kevin said about a year ago. If you get these kids contracts, they have to stay there 3 years. If someone leaves early or tries to leave early, I see a penalty for that. I can see that happening. But this is basically, folks, the beginning of the end of college football. We talked about this today with Steve in our interview, how the Power Five is going to break away from everyone else, and then everybody's going to have to play their own bowl for champions. Because, as they said, this is basically only for 4 conferences.
Facts.
That they're going to be regulating this and that and third, because this is where the money's at, guys. This is where the paper's at. It's not at Alabama State. It's at Alabama. It's not at Georgia Tech, or Georgia State. Sorry, it's at Georgia. That's why they have to do it, because over here it's a lot of money, and it's collective money plus NIL money. And I'm hoping that's what Deloitte is there for, to make sure that they don't commingle funds. But Deloitte
Good point.
I've contracted them. I've had them work for me, and it's a bit of a sticky wicket with them, because it almost becomes a different entity of red tape, of bureaucracy. They talk about arbitration. Arbitrating with who? Who are we arbitrating? Who are the arbitrators? Deloitte.
Well, I guess they're saying that the players, if there's some kind of, I guess, sticky situation,
but they're not meeting with a school. They're meeting with Deloitte. And who's paying Deloitte?
Well, we keep saying, I mean, if they really want to do it right, you got to make the kids employees.
Because there's a union for NCAA
correct
employees. You have a teachers union that they're in. They have the people that clean. They're all in one union. They have people that do this. They're all in one union. All the people that cook are in one union. They all are in one union. People that move stuff from one room to another. It's all a different union. So when Northwestern was trying to get them to make them a union, it's kids a team, they could have did this years ago. But I'm not going to look backwards, because if you look backwards too much, you trip over what's in front of you. So I do believe that it's going to work itself out, because it has to, right? Because this stuff makes too much money, makes almost as much as the NFL. They're not going to blouse this up too bad. but they have to do the right things because folks
No.
are watching, Kevin. Folks are watching. So that's all. People are watching.
Yeah.
So that's all.
People are definitely watching, man. So let me go on to some other things in sports as we talked about money in sports, as we also love to do on this show. Let me go to the court here. I'm gonna go to the court to tennis. Yeah, we're gonna talk a little tennis here for a little bit. Try to, as I said, I got some shout out to Coco Gauff, man. And we got this here the other day. She won the French Open. Historic win. Coco Gauff, she defeated world number one Anna Sabalenka in a dramatic 3-set final, 6-7, 6-2, and 6-4. This marks Gauff's first French Open title and her second Grand Slam win overall after the 2023 U.S. Open. She broke a streak with for the Americans. Gauff is the first American woman to win the French Open since Serena Williams back in 2015, the youngest since Williams in 2002. After a narrow tiebreak loss in the first set, Gauff rebounded with dominant performance in sets 2 and 3. Spike Lee donning his Yankee cap. Yeah, Spike was there. Gauff in an emotional victory hug, fulfilling her promise to give him something to cheer for. Gauff dedicated the win to the Americans who looked like her, she said, calling it a beacon of hope, especially meaningful amid social and political turbulence, as she would say. DA, your thoughts on Coco Gauff? She's down. She's from Delray Beach, down in South Florida. Man, go ahead.
She can play. Congratulations. I wish her all the best going forward, and keep doing what you do. As long as you keep winning, they will love you. So, and you know, as you make money, stash it away. You know, do all the right things with it. From all I've seen, she has a family unit that's very tight.
Yeah.
They stay with her and ensure that she's doing the right thing and nobody takes advantage. And when she's not playing, she's very, very quiet. You don't really hear much, don't see much. And I'm not saying that's what you should be or shouldn't be. I can't tell you what to do, but that seems to bode well for all athletes of all colors. So just stay cool, stay low, get your chickens and go. You know, period. Play till you're 30.
Stay cool, stay low, take your chickens to low.
Yeah.
Yo, bro.
Because tennis is a game.
You know,
when
shout
you're
out
out
to
by
her, like
30,
you
31,
said.
32, you're done. So, you know, it's just good for her.
Yeah, it takes a toll on you, and tennis is hard, man. So shout out to her, and then I'll go to across the court there in the men's. I actually watch more women's tennis than the guys. But man, he came back. Carlos Alcaraz, he stays in monumental comeback. I was just I didn't get a chance to see it, but I was just watching the highlights, man. He came back from 2 sets down to beat world number one Yannick Sinner in a French Open final 4-6, 6-7, 6-4, 7-6, 7-6. The match lasted, they said when I was watching Sports Center, an incredible 5 hours and 29 minutes. The longest final in Roland Garros history at the French Open, and the second longest Grand Slam final. Alcaraz saved 3 championship points at 5-4 in the 4th set, refusing to give in. In the decision tiebreaker, he won the first 7 points and closed it out 10-2. And this is a milestone achievement. This marked Alcaraz's 5th Grand Slam title, second at Roland Garros, plus U.S. Open and Wimbledon. He's now 5-0 in major finals, the best start since that main man Federer, who was started off at 7-0. He became the 3rd fastest man in the Open era to reach 5 majors, matching Rafael Nadal's, another killer, at age of 22 years, 1 month, and 3 days. And when I say killer, of course, on the tennis court. So please, you know, the match adds to the growing Alcaraz Sinner rivalry, as they got a rivalry going on. And this delivered by 8-time Grand Slam champion Andre Agassi, who praised Alcaraz's speed, mentality, and versatility, likening him to Djokovic's defense and Federer's feel and Nadal's intensity. So I am not a tennis aficionado. We are absolutely searching for one now. I am just reporting the news. In fact, when I go to hockey, I am not the hockey aficionado. our hockey aficionado, will not be on tonight. And we're going to have him on. I'm going to see if he's on Thursday. No, he's not on Thursday. So we're going to have to find something around this week so he can break down the Stanley Cup finals as they are 1-1. As you can see, I'm wearing the Florida Panthers hat. And I might as well go there. So, for anybody that's, saying, oh, yes, I am not. Neither me or the DA are hockey aficionados. Now, baseball, basketball. No, I'll take that back. Me and DA, we know hockey, but it's like you going to a specialist, right? You go to the doctor for something, the general physician. Well, the general physician probably is not going to know how to do brain surgery.
Yeah.
Right. So, what I'm saying? So he's not on it. Ryan should be joining us with the NBA here in the back. He said he's going to try to make it, man. But hey, it's the Sports Chasers Monday Night Rewind. Thanks for everybody that's joining us. Like I said, we're live on TikTok for the first time. Shout out to all those that's on TikTok following us. Thank you. This is what we do on Mondays. Come back on Thursday nights. We're live two nights a week on Mondays and Thursday nights, man. So let me go to hockey. Here before I go to hockey, I was in New York this past weekend, man. Was up there. Shout out to Brooklyn. We run things. Shout out. Like I said, I'll talk about my trip back here in a little bit when other clowns come back. And yes, I did get something from the stand. I absolutely did for street meat.
Fighting the rats for Franks.
Whatever, man. This is from Yahoo Sports. Belmont Steaks in Belmont, New York, right outside of Elmont, next to the place where the Islanders play the Sovereignty. He repeats the Derby magic. He won the 157 Belmont Stakes at Saratoga, besting journalism by 3 lengths, mirroring the Kentucky Derby outcome. He skipped the Preakness to rest Sovereignty, and it paid off big. Junior Alvarado's signature ride positioned the colt just behind journalism before delivering a decisive charge. This marked Alvarado's first Belmont win and second Triple Crown Jewel. I'm sorry, the Belmont Stakes was at Saratoga. It was not in New York, as they're doing some construction at Belmont Racetrack. Excuse me for any horse racing aficionado gets on. Let me correct myself. I already got a problem with reading, right, DA? They
reading is fundamental.
The Preakness winner came in second again, echoing the Derby finish. Pretty much the same day as the Derby. Held at Saratoga Springs due to Belmont Park, as I alluded to just a few seconds ago, renovations, and the purse was $2 million. So shout out to Sovereignty for Sovereignty, yes, for
got somebody some money. I don't think the odds are too high, but
yeah, of course, right. There's no long shot. So
yeah.
Let me get to hockey as they looks like they're going to start at 8:00 on TNT. They got the skate around. The game is in South Florida. Game 3 is in South Florida, in Sunrise, South Florida, where the Panthers play at, and Edmonton and the Florida Panthers are. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you what, that kid McDavid is for real.
Oh, McDavid.
Yeah, he had a goal in game 1. That was great. He had an assist last night. We went between his legs, then between his legs again, like he's crossing over or something, and across the ice. One time we out. So they lost second game. They won the first game. But
yeah,
that dude there is Gretzky-like.
Yeah, Conor McDavid. Oh, you know what? I'm glad I thought of it. So many things just happened this past weekend. Hey, I'm not gonna call you out. I'm going to call you by your initials, MP. MP said the other night we didn't dedicate no hockey coverage. And I told MP to not only to look at the clips. If you're going to look at the clips, you got to watch the episode. The clips give you what it is. It's a clip. So for you to say that there was no hockey coverage, and I sent it to you. So hopefully you're listening. If I would remember, I should have called you so you can listen. But I'll send you the clip of this, let you know that me and DA is up here talking about your Florida Panthers. See, I'm supporting them tonight, and the Edmonton Oilers in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals. And like I said, I am not the hockey aficionado. He is not here tonight. Dan will be here this week, where we'll probably do a standalone episode where he can just talk about games 1, 2, 3, and 4 that's upcoming. Because his schedule, man. So let me just run through this, like you said, DA. And this is Game 2. Talking about Game 2 the other night on Friday night, I believe. And Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final, the Florida Panthers defeated the Edmonton Oilers 5-4 in double overtime, tying the series 1-1. Before OT, the Oilers scored the latest tying goal ever in Stanley Cup Final history late in the third period. The hero, first hero was Brad Marchand, scored the shorthanded goal in the second period to put Florida up 4-3, and then netted the double OT winner with 8:05 into the second overtime. Now I watched that game, man. That game was crazy. Was definitely crazy. It was a thriller. It's the second game they went into overtime, man. Some of the highlights: Sam Bennett put Florida ahead with a power play with 2:07 in the first period. Vander Kane equalized it at 7:39 of the first. Evan Bouchard answered to make it 2-1 at the 9:19 mark, and then Seth Jones tied it for the Panthers at 11:37. And then that other main man on Edmonton, Leon Draisaitl, he had a power play goal at the 12:37 mark as Edmonton regained the lead. And then in the second period, Kulikov tied it at 3-3. And in the third period, Corey Perry's goal with 18 seconds left forced an overtime. And as I've said beforehand, there was no scoring in the first overtime. And in the second overtime, Marchand scored the second goal that sealed the win for the Panthers. Florida recovered after the latest tying goal in finals history, showcases grit and glitz performance. The scores shorthanded and a double OT impact plays on a big stage. Game 2 win evens the series, as I said. And this was just a really good game, man, for all those hockey people. And as DA always talks about, man, hockey, man, it's what's the correlation, as you said, to it as was it not mixtapes? You said something about it being,
it's your taste, and it has to be something that you're into, man. It's like hip hop. You gotta find what you want.
Correct.
If you don't want it, it's fine. They're gonna keep playing, evidently, right? And I was gonna say something, but I thought about it, and I'm gonna say it. Like, I just saw on ESPN all of the hockey stuff they were doing before this game, and they had like a fake ice rink there, and I'm like, yeah, y'all, it's playoffs, so y'all put all this on now. Y'all really don't care. You really don't care. So you can tell that. So
right.
But it's all good. They're going to keep playing whether you care or not. So
yeah, shout out to hockey. Those that like it and love it, man, get with it, man. So I enjoy the competition, man. And like I said, this Stanley Cup playoffs has been really good. The NBA playoffs have been really good. We'll talk about the NBA's in a second, man. And I'll give them props when we talk about the NBA. Let me go to Major League Baseball. I'm gonna just run through the power rankings as of June 8th, as of yesterday. And this is according to MLB. They got the Tigers. They're number 1, 7-game lead in the AL Central.
Great pitcher. Sure, great pitcher.
The Cubs, they're number 2.
Which is good.
Yep. The New York Mets are number 3. Francisco Lindor is emerging as an MVP candidate. The Mets are 12-0 when he homers and 21-14 when he drives and runs. The Yankees, even though they lost 2 stinkers to the Red Sox over the weekend at the stadium up in the Bronx, Judge has joined elite historical company with his .395 batting average, 20 home runs in the first 62 games. Only Roger Hornsby has done that feat in MLB. The Dodgers struggling with clutch hitting. Despite 19 hits in 2 games versus the Cardinals, only 1 for 25 with runners in scoring position. Shohei Ohtani showed life with an early double followed by timely Ranger hits. But the Dodgers have slipped to number 5. The Phillies, they was last number 6. They're number 6 this week. The Padres are number 7. Manny Machado, he's on fire in the last. He tallied 7 home runs and 13 home runs in the last 16 games. His recent solo home run won the game 1-0 against the Brewers. The Astros, they got a bunch of injuries, but they're hanging in there. They're number 8, winning 10 of 15 despite 3/5 of their rotation. And Yordan Alvarez building the lead in the American League West. The San Francisco Giants, they was number 9 last week. They're number 9 this week. They got 7 walk-off wins. A bullpen leads MLB with what? A 2.38 ERA. And the St. Louis Cardinals, they're number 10 after losses to the Rangers and the Royals. They beat the Dodgers, highlighted by Nolan Ariano's pinch hit walk-off home run. So they're surging, man. So shout out to the Cardinals, man. So any thoughts on the rankings, man? Like D-Dubs always says, man, hey, baseball, he says early. He always waits still early.
But Ronald Acuña Jr. is putting this thing down right now. I'm not going to say that. We'll see what Atlanta does second half of the season. Once they get more guys back, get things a little bit more in order. But Ronald Acuña Jr. he's a straight monster. So you have to address that.
Yo, man, he just came back. What was it, last week, 2 weeks ago? He's batting .304, 4 home runs, 7 RBIs, 17 hits. And I think his first pitch, he hit one over the wall.
Yeah.
He's just on fire. Yeah.
Fire! Fuego!
Yeah, man. So I don't know, man. So yeah, shout out to Ronald Acuña Jr. I want to read here. The Red Sox brought up some phenom. I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah, they were supposed to. That kid should have been up maybe a month ago. He was, I think, he's first, but I think maybe it was a position thing. I don't know why they wouldn't bring him up, but he's the best minor league player. Like,
yeah, I got you. I got you right here. They promoted Roman Anthony. He's the number 1 overall prospect. They called him up last night from AAA Worcester. He takes over right field and will bat cleanup, step into the vacancy left by William Abreu, who was placed on the 10-day injured list with his oblique strain. Here's his AAA success. In 58 games at Worcester, he was .288 batting average with a .423 OBP, a .491 slugging percentage with 10 home runs and 29 RBIs. His stat line includes a massive, get this, 497-foot grand slam. Jeremy buzz about his promotion. 497 feet. Alex Cora emphasized Anthony's discipline and hard-hitting ability, saying he's ready for the moment. Anthony's joining Christian Campbell and Marcelo Mayer. Boston now has all 3 top hitting prospects on the big league roster. His June 9 call-up arrives amid teams struggling at a 32-35, 4 games below. And I'll say this, DA, man, I hate the fact that the Yankees lost 2 out of 3 to the Red Sox. The Red Sox are not, I'm not saying they're bums, but they're okay. And how they outslugged the Yankees this weekend, man, so now they're just 8 games behind, but Yankees still have the lead in the American League East. So it's just what it is when it comes to that, man. So shout out to the Red Sox, shout out to the Yankees.
I'm not sure because they talked about this for like the last maybe I say a month, them bringing that guy up, and no one knew why they wouldn't do it. And Brass had some other excuses. I guess they said they would be owed to the guy that was in right field. But this kid now is hitting more. He's hitting better. He's playing better. So it was kind of weird. Kind of weird.
Yeah, definitely.
It's good for them. Good for them.
Okay. So yep, so that's it for Major League Baseball. As we're rounding in June, and we got that on the day. No football news. The Bengals, a little football news. The Bengals to release leading tackler, Captain Jermaine Pratt. What else I want to say? Oh, I know. Before we get to basketball, or talk about basketball, I read something today how it looks like the Mavericks are allowing the Knicks to talk to their coach. What's my man's name? I can't think of his name right now. Escapes me. Jason Kidd. Your thoughts on Jason Kidd? Did y'all? Yeah, y'all did talk about some potential Knick coaches.
I like him. I mean, I don't know if I got to. I'm not sure if offensively he's what we need, but the reality is this: he did a really good job, as I remember, at Milwaukee, bringing that young team together to become a championship team that they were. I think he's probably saddled with Luka, and maybe he didn't want to be in that situation with Luka Doncic. But point remains is that's where he was at, and no problems with that at all. I think if he has the right offensive system, and he's not going to let Jalen Brunson just do what Luka did, I think we'll be all right. I mean, because you have to be willing to take on a saddled team. Like we don't have no bread, nor do we have many players. I mean, trade. We got second rounds, but I think the Mavericks are probably going to want 2 second rounders for Kidd because we got to trade because he's under contract, and then we still have to figure out a way to get that team to be different with these same players. So you got to be one heck of a coach because you're not really going to get anything. I don't think we get anything in the draft this year. So, but we'll see. If he can do it, then he can do it.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Not really too much into it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Hello.
You seem to be having some. Yeah, I can hear you. Was going in.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I don't think it'll be a problem. We'll see. It's still really early, and you have to kind of put that up against other guys, other teams and other coaches, and what we can get out of them. So, if he's the only choice, then you're bidding against yourself, right? So, you don't want that situation.
Gotcha. I couldn't hear any of that stuff because my internet seems to be want to be acting up or whatever. But that's fine. I can. No, I got different headaches here. AT&T. Hey, did you call him last week?
Oh yeah, boy, did I? I had some choice words.
Okay.
My money made on the internet. Mine that's not working. That costs me, so it has to cost them. So don't cost me. It costs me, so it has to cost them.
Yeah, 100%. They want to, they want to do that. So, let's get to. I don't know if Ryan's going to join us, man. We'll just talk about game 2 of the NBA finals on the other day. Last night, I should say.
I would like to make one comment, Kevin.
As on the
Kevin.
OKC tied the score. Go ahead. What'd you say?
I said I want to say. Oh, God damn it! I want to say one thing. Right. So people are kind of bagging on the final, saying, "Well, this is the worst." What's the word? The ratings are not good for this final. But I said that, right? Because there's no big market, team or casuals are not watching, whatever the case may be. But the reality is that this is probably one of the best NBA finals from a basketball perspective in the last few years, right? Because people don't want to watch defense, but so what? Turn the channel. Either you'll learn to love it or you won't. My hope is that they continue to play defense, and I think both teams are playing to their strengths. And hey, I'm really with it. What do you think about it?
I agree, man. I agree, and I'm trying to work through some on my end because my internet is really acting up. I heard a little bit. Yeah, if this is not your cup of tea, man, yo, man, turn the channel, man. I love the fact I keep saying it. I will keep on saying it. If you play defense, give me effort and compete, I'll shut up. This NBA playoffs has been really good. Been really good. I gotta say that. So shout out to the NBA for doing their job, doing their thing.
Yeah, sure.
So
I don't think it's a bad thing at all. So uh, I think from what I saw, in the last game, Oklahoma City, they stayed big. They kept Hardenstein and Chet in the game. They rebounded, out-rebounded Indiana, which is usually the key to winning a championship. And they have to continue to do that. They put Caruso on Halliburton, and they put a lot of guys actually on Halliburton, bump him around, move him around. And, he's a slight build kid. He's not big, and that worked. That worked on him. And based on the score, you see how it turned out.
yeah, I only got bits and pieces of that. But
It
he
was
was
good.
talking
Don't
about
worry about it.
Halliburton, and he was talking about. I think I got you back now, man. What do you think about going forward? Do you think that and you talk about what's his name on Halliburton? Have they solved the puzzle to that? Rick Carlisle is a very good coach when it comes to this
Yes.
stuff.
He's going to have to make an adjustment, right? Because the reality is this. During the season, I think they limited Halliburton to 11 shots per game. So, on average, the 2 games that they play. So they have they got a thing for Halliburton. Everything works for them if they're not shooting threes. If the other guys are shooting, if Indiana's shooting threes, then the plan changes for Oklahoma City. But you just have to play defense, man, and keep doing what you do. At this point in the season, really, it's not. You can't make too many changes. You can make some adjustments, but changes don't make. Just do what you do because that's
Right.
what you're comfortable doing. So, and they got a young coach at OKC, and I think he might have what's the word? After that first game, because they actually had them beat for everything but 6 seconds of the game. So you can't even look at it. Oh man, we did this. We lost game 1. I mean, it was a loss, but the reality is you've outplayed them all but 6 seconds of a game. So it's okay. Just keep doing what you're doing and don't change. That's the way I see it.
Yeah. Right. What you say, styles make fights.
Yes, sir.
And both of these squads, they like to get up and go. But OKC plays better defense than Indiana, and I think Rick Carlisle will try to solve for that. What went on last night with Halliburton? What was it at the end of 3? How many points he had? He didn't have 11 points or something like that, something
Yeah,
crazy.
he only
I'll
had
have to look at it
13
again, but I
shots.
saw it and I was watching the game.
I think he only had 13 shots.
And as you said, right, limited him to making those amount of shots, man. So kudos to them for doing what they're doing. So I don't know. Well, we'll see. When's the next game? Game is on Wednesday night, correct?
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah, Wednesday night, man. Anything else before we get out of here, DA? I don't think Ryan's going to be able to join us, man. So I'm not going to prolong the time. Anything else before we get out of here? We've had a full day today.
Everyone, take care of yourselves. Yeah, we've been working. We've been working today. Everyone, please look out for our interviews. Kevin and I try to do a good job with that. I know he has something to say on that, and I just want to say it was a terrific team. Mike, E, Dan, Ryan, and D-Dub. We'll catch you on Thursday. All right, everybody be safe and careful. Hello, Capitan.
Yep. Thank you. Appreciate that. I was just going to say, man, come back on Thursday. Check us out on Thursday. I promise you, more of the crew will be here with you. More of the aficionados will be here to help break down both the NHL Stanley Cup Final and the NBA. And hopefully, my internet will be working properly and not sounding like a robot. It wasn't sounding like this earlier, man. So I don't know what's going on now, man. So, but thank you for all those on TikTok for you hanging out with us for the first time, man. Hey, man, we're the Sports Chasers podcast, man, and this is what it is, man. Unfiltered talk when it comes to the world of sports, man. And hey, Monday nights we're live, Thursday nights we're live, and we just talk about the things. We don't do the hearsay things, or what we say. D, if they didn't say it, they didn't say it. I'm not putting words in nobody's mouth. That's not going to happen. So that's that. Yeah. Yep. So, listen, we're going to get out here on behalf of myself and Kevin O. Warren, and for the day, for the rest of the crew, for Dan, the hockey dude, for Ryan D'Souza, for Darryl D. Does Warren, for Mike Mills, and for James, the angry one, man. Yo, this is the Sports Chasers podcast, man. Y'all be good, be great. Hey, look out for us Thursday night, man. Want to have a good show, man. Y'all be careful. Peace. Take care. Peace.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Sports Chasers podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platforms, and connect with us on all social media channels for exclusive content and updates. We'd also love for you to join the conversation, share your thoughts, and become part of the Sports Chasers community. And remember to tune in next time for some more real sports talk. Until then, stay frosty.